So a little background on function notation before we begin this one. So we have y equals f of x, and I remember this really used to bug me when I first learned it. I'm like, hey, if y equals f of x, why don't we just call it y? Why do we have to have this funky notation? It really annoyed me. I remember it. But then I kind of figured out, oh, well, it's pretty darn useful notation. So just for really kind of simple example, like what if I had two lines on the same coordinate plane and I wanted to say, hey, when x is 2, what's y? And I'm like, oh, which one do you mean, right? Do you mean this one for the f, or do you mean that one for the g? And so that's why they say f of 2 versus g of 2. So this means the y value for f when x is 2, and then the y value for g when x is 2. So here, like f of 2 would be when x is 2, the y value on the f graph, oh, that looks like it's 4, roughly. And then when x is 2, g is 7. So we write it because y is a function of g, f of x is the y value. So f of 5, for example, would be the y value when x is 5. So just kind of keeping that in mind is going to help make a lot of scary-looking problems not so scary. And yes, something else I was going to say. Hopefully it'll come back to me. So just for the first part of this one, oh, that's what I remember. I remember I was also so confused because we learned that parentheses meant multiply, right? First multiply was this, and then multiply was that, and now we're like, okay, I'm going to multiply f by -2, and all my students say f times -2. I'm like, no, sorry guys, not in this context. This is f of -2. It stands for something different. So a little annoying, but that's why they have a whole little chapter on it just to get used to it. So if we look at this problem here, they're looking at this graph and they want to know what f of -2 is. So if f of -2, this is f of x is the y value. So when x is -2, let's take a look. Oh, look, the y value looks like it's -1. So that's -1. So here when x is 2, we'll find the y value. So when x is 2, y is, looks like that's 2 also. So there are our answers. That's how it's written. F of 2 equals 2, f of -2 equals -1. There you go.